different moment of your day that I'm now addressing to you. I mean, I don't know, it might be morning, noon, afternoon, or nighttime. However, even if it's early in the day, it could already have been very hectic, right? It could have been a very intense morning. And thinking the same way, maybe I'm talking to you at nighttime and you had a boring day. Maybe I'm talking to you at nighttime and you had a linear day. Though it was maybe a very cyclic day. I mean, you might have repeated the same actions as yesterday, and the day before, and the week before, and the month before. You might just repeat the same day every day of your life. I don't know you that much, but maybe by giving you a little taste of my life, I will help you to see what I mean by cyclic. It's not that you're stuck in a loop. It's maybe just that you're repeating the same behavior. And even if it's not about a behavior, your body is repeating the same moves every day. I mean, if your heart stops beating, you just stop living. Though living might be also something very, I don't know. I woke up this morning feeling kind of full of energy. The first thing I did was going on my computer, and I was already in a loop, swiping down, up, down, up, down, up, looking at the same type of videos with the same length. I stood up, started to look a little bit everywhere in my apartment, and realized I had one duty for the day, which was the same duty as the day before, which was the same duty as the day before. And so I started this duty, and I started to type quickly on my computer. And I typed, 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 and I typed. At some point I decided to go out, to go buy some groceries. The day was slow, very slow. But I still felt that something was about to change today. I mean, something different from the day before. And from the day even before. I mean, things were maybe about to become a little bit higher in intensity. I went down in my stairs. The first 2 steps were slow, and then I started to increase the speed. I really accelerate, and I ended up running in my stairs very quickly. It was like if I was doing my morning sport. I went out of my building and I started to walk in the street on the same sidewalk as I go out every day. I wanted to go to the grocery store, and then something led me into a bus. I was static again. Nothing was moving. Just the bus and the people bouncing on the right and the left. Every time the bus was moving a little bit, bouncing on the left, bouncing on the right, 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 bouncing on the left, bouncing on the right. The bus stops. I go out of the bus, and I don't know why, but I couldn't walk slowly, and I decided I should run. And so I run. I run. It keeps my sporty mood of the day. And the bus stops. And I don't know why, but I just realized that I actually don't want to walk. I want to run. And I don't know where I'm going. I just choose direction and run. It's a never-ending run. And the run is punctuated by meeting with people. I slide to the right, I slide to the left in order not to bump into them. And behind me, I feel that there is something, some clock, something that starts to go very, 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 very quick. And I decide to follow the path of this clock. And I never stop to run. But at some point, I realize that I'm exhausted and I cannot do it anymore. I stop and sit down. I close my eyes and realize that at the moment I decided to leave any kind of systematic structure outside, I was actually locked into my inner body structure, and that my heart was beating very fast, very fast, very fast, very fast. My heart was beating so fast, but I just felt that I was boiling inside. I was boiling while being sit down. I was moving my head, I was moving my body, I was feeling some kind of rhythm, but I didn't know where it was coming from. I felt actually the whole run I made, the whole race I did, was nothing compared to what was happening inside my body. It was like if every part of myself, the breathing part, the snorting part, the sleeping part, the air part, the blood part, the heart part, everything was transforming into some kind of inner rhythm that was boiling and going higher and higher and higher in intensity. It just took me a minute to realize that I was actually standing up. Every part of myself, and my first movement of moving my head from the head to my scalp, the left to the right, was left to the right, was actually becoming something. I was actually dancing. I was making something between like CrossFit and I don't know. It was like getting so high and so strong in intensity that was actually dancing in the middle of the street, you know. And I felt I was surrounded by nothing. There was no one around me except me following my heartbeat. There was like 120 BPM and then 140 and then 150 and it kept increasing. And at some point I was just dancing. I was making something between like that CrossFit and I don't know. It was just getting so high and so strong in intensity. That was just dancing, increasing, and I felt I was surrounded by nothing. There was no one around me except me increasing my heartbeat. It was like 120 BPM and then 140 and then 150. It kept increasing. And at some point I just actually think that I realized that it kept increasing. It was just increasing. And at some point I realized it was increasing so much that the breathing machinery inside of my body, this whole system, was just increasing. It was just increasing. My couldn't stick out, and I was in free wheels. You couldn't stop, you know. And I started to hear this kind of bubbling noise coming into my ears. So when I realized it was increasing so much that the whole machinery inside of my body, this whole system, was actually about to and at some point I realized that it was increasing so much that the whole machinery inside of my body, this whole system, was actually